Hello and welcome to this discussion on development of language, dialect, regional variations and scripts. Learners and participants of the Bachelor of Education program, language pedagogy, language across curriculum. There are lots of courses. Learners, today we will discuss how language develops and changes, the dialectical changes, the regional variations and how script develops, then why all languages, many languages, most languages have scripts and some languages do not have script. That is what the discussion on language. Interesting. Let us take a plunge into the discussion. I am R. Meganathan from the National Council of Educational Research and Training, NCERT, New Delhi. Learners, what is language? Language is a system of systems. That is what we have been taught in linguistics and otherwise by people. Language is a system. We also know that language is for communication, language lives in society, people speak language, use languages for many purposes. When linguists define system of systems, why do they say it system of systems? Because language follows a system. What is that? Alphabets, sounds, words, clauses, phrases, structures, sentences, all of them give meaning in some context. Suppose some words, some letters have to be put together to make a word, CAT, cat. Otherwise, we say CAT, sa, ta, whatever. It is a phonological system. The three sounds put together with the letters of the alphabet, then we get a word. Then a cat, we call it, it is a phrase. It refers to a particular one cat. The cat refers to particular cat. A cat, one cat. There are many such things the language has to follow as a rule governed system. But what is a rule governed system? Learners, every language has a phonological system, as I said, sounds put together to make a word, then words put together to make a phrase and sentence. Then each of these conveys some meaning or other. CAT, cat, it refers to an animal. A cat refers to one animal, kind of thing. Every language, besides this, every language has a grammar. And what is that grammar? Every language has a grammatical rules to follow. When we speak sometimes wrong English or wrong Hindi or our own mother tongue Tamil, we say, no, you have not said it correctly. So, the rules have to be followed. That is why language is a rule governed system, we say it. Then, it is not that language rules are very sacrosanct and dynamic, it also keeps changing. And all the languages of the earth have noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, sentence structure. So, there is a commonality in language systems, but at the same time language is also changing, it keeps changing. New vocabulary is formulated, added, and there are variations in pronunciation of the same word, same structure in one place to another within the same language. And meanings are added to words, new words are added. For example, this we call it mouse, but is it a mouse? In the real sense, we know mouse is something and a creature, an animal which moves and which has life. This is computer mouse. So, but this vocabulary has been added into the parlance of technology. So, meanings do change from place to place in many contexts and some contexts. So, even meanings change and each word, each sentence, so the dynamic has a meaning, so that makes the language dynamic and keeps changing. Look at it, language is like a tree, any language, and it has lots of varieties within one language. For example, let us take the example of the major language of India, Hindi. It has lots of dialects. And for example, the South Indian language of Tamil has lots of dialects. Then even if you take the language of Nagami, which is a minor language in Nagaland, which has many dialects within the Nagami language. The same way Angami, Avo languages, many such languages. Punjabi has its own variety in one part of Patiala, and it may be different from the language spoken in Chandigarh. So, it is like a big tree with a lot of dialects. This is how languages emerged when they became languages, full-fledged languages, and also live dynamically with lots of dialects. So, each language is like a tree with lots of branches and lots of variation within one language. The variations may be region-wise variations, social category variations. So, what is region-wise variations and social category variations we will look into later, but what we need to understand is language is not static within the same language community, and change in language use also happens. So, in particular place, particular usage or use of the sentence, word or pronunciation of a particular word changes when it moves, when you move into another place of the same language speakers. So, this is how. For example, let me illustrate with the two major languages of India. One is Hindi. Why does Hindi spoken in western Uttar Pradesh differ from Hindi spoken in eastern Uttar Pradesh? Some of the usages, pronunciations, some cultural notions differ. Have you ever thought of it? It always happens in any language. That is one. And officially Hindi now has 48 recognized dialects. This is what Census of India 2011 says. That means one big language, and there are 48 dialects, and one person who speaks a particular dialect will understand the another dialect speaker, but there are differences. And another example, let me give you another example. Hindi and Urdu have common form known as Hindustani, which is a Hindi-Urdu mixed language. See, these two got mixed and new language born. And in fact, Urdu itself was a mixture of Persian and Gadiboli or Hindustani, and the word Urdu actually means camp language. It actually emerged in military camps of the Mughals. So, languages keep evolving, changing, emerging, new languages are born from dialects, and dialects emerge into new languages, and the languages have lots of dialects within them. So, let us get on to understand how the variations of Hindi region is traditionally divided into Eastern Hindi and Western Hindi. Main dialects of Eastern Hindi are Awadhi, Bagheli and Chhattisgarhi. The Western Hindi dialects are Haryanvi, Braj Bhasha, Bundeli, Kanuji and Kariboli. And the dialects are spoken in the regions of Bihar. Okay, now we call it Maithili, Bhojpuri and Mahadi. Maithili is a separate languageness. It has been recognized by the Indian Constitution as one of the recognized languages in the 22 recognized languages. And in Rajasthan, Marwari, Jaipuri and Malvi are the dialects spoken within Hindi. Look at it. Bhojpuri is a classical example, a great example of Hindi's dialect, but it has almost become like Maithili, a separate language, and it has all the qualifications to become a full-fledged language. And if politically or socially Bhojpuri speakers demand, it may be given recognition as the 23rd language. We know that. So, your dialect may emerge as a language. Look at it further. This image shows the Hindi regional variations. All the languages I mentioned above previously are there. Awadhi, Bagheli, Chhattisgarhi, the same way Braj Bhasha, Haryanvi of the other region. You can see it in the image. The same way, let us take another language, one of the ancient languages of the world, Tamil. I have spelled it the way Tamil is actually pronounced in Tamil, otherwise Tamizh, Tamil. And in Tamil Nadu, it has almost more than 7-8 variants, means the varieties. Chennai Tamil, we call it Chennai Bhasha, Coimbatore Tamil, Central Tamil dialect, Nellai Tamil, that is Tirunelveli, southern part of Tamil Nadu, Madurai Tamil, it is again in southern part of Tamil Nadu, Kongu Tamil, it is the Salem district and all, and Malabar Tamil, it's adjoining Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Then outside the state of Tamil Nadu, let's look at it, Bangalore Tamil dialect. There are lots of Tamilians live there. They speak Kannada mixed or Hindi mixed language, and Malabar Tamil in Kerala, Malayalam mixed language, and Delhi Tamil, of course, with the Hindi added to it, Hindi influence, and Sri Lanka has a tens of varieties. Jaffna Tamil, Battikulawa Tamil, and Nagambo Tamil is the fisherman community. They speak slightly different kind of a dialect, a Tamil dialect. So, these are the major regional variations within Tamil Nadu, Chennai, Coimbatore, Nellai, Madurai, and in these kinds of, and in between center Tamil dialect also is there, that is not mentioned here. Now, the same way let us move on to the English language, English regional variations in Britain itself. You can see Yorkshire, Eastern Midlands, if you go above North Cumbrian, many such varieties exist. And what we need to understand is, these are all under one tree called English language, the same way Tamil language or Hindi language. So, let us look at how American English emerged, American dialects. So, within American English itself is a kind of variant of English as a whole, American English, British English, now we call it Indian English, or in how Indian speakers speak English, and African English. English is the classical example of with lot of varieties being concurrently living together. The Indian speaks differently, Chinese speak differently, Arabs speak differently, that is what they call it Englishes. They call under world English, they call it, there are many Englishes. These are all variations of English language being influenced by the native speakers as well as the regional variations. So, look at North Central, Northern, Midlands, Southern, North New England, New York, Western. This kind of variations exist within American English. So, American English itself is a variant of English. Now it has become under English language, but at the same time within American English there are lots of variations. So, having illustrated with the two Indian examples and English language of two different variants within Britain and United States of America, let us look at it why this language variation happens. Also, can we avoid that or do we need that? These last two questions you have no control over it. Languages emerge over a period of time, and language is social. Look at it, there is a North Indian proverb. What is that? Every 5 miles the water changes, and every 12 miles the speech changes. If you keep walking for 5 miles, you can see the taste of the water changing. If you walk further and 12-13 miles, you will find that, oh, speech has changed. This is the different variation of the language Hindi or the same language which people speak, but you will be able to understand. The words may be different, pronunciation may be different. Okay. Then what is a dialect? A dialect is used to describe speech characteristics of a region. In a particular region, a particular language variant is used in a different manner. And it is not only region wise, it is also social category wise. Look at it, or a group of people defined by social or occupations and characteristics rather than by region alone. We will discuss that in detail. Some people at the upper hierarchy of the society, in the caste hierarchy or class hierarchy, may speak slightly different from those people in the middle or in the lower state of society. We have seen that. So, dialect may be region or social category. Look at it. Why do these language variations happen? David Crystal explains it very well. It may be temporal variation, a variation which happens for a shorter period and or it may be for longer period. For example, some particular community interacts with another community, a dialect may change for some time. Then once people go away and move from that place, the dialect may vanish. But there are some dialects, many dialects which live longer forever. For example, the Awadhi, which is considered to be the dialect of Hindi, or Brij Bhasha, they are there for centuries. In fact, Hindi amalgamated all these dialects into one language, and history of Hindi is slightly shorter than other languages if you compare it, because it's an amalgamation of all the dialects into Kadiboli then Hindi. So David Crystal says that it may be short term or long term variation and regional variation. It may belong to a particular region. So Awadhi speaking region, Bhojpuri speaking region, the same way Tamil, Chennai Tamil and Coimbatore Tamil. Then look at it, social variation within the same society. There may be variations. People belonging to particular sect may be speaking different kind of dialect, and the other people may be speaking another kind of dialect. So this is what, let us see them in detail. Temporal variations in the language may happen for short period, I said already. So may emerge from a group and vanish for it and disappear. Long term, as I said, many of the dialects, they live for centuries. Then look at it, regional variation. This we need to really understand slightly deeper. Same language use and speech differs from region to region or area to area. Variations of Hindi, Eastern and Western Hindi belt. As you move from here, from Rajasthan towards Bihar, you will find that Hindi is changing, and lot of from Bhojpuri to Braj Bhasha to Gadiboli to Awadhi, and of course Maithili is now a separate language recognized, but it's in a way it was a dialect of Hindi. So the same way Tamil, Chennai Tamil to Nellai Tamil. If you move from the Tamil Nadu from top to down towards Kanyakumari, you will find 4 or 5 varieties. The same way variations in Marathi language, Marathwada and Mumbai. There are differences. Mumbai may have more Hindi mixed language. Code switching may happen in Hindi. So this is how regional variations happen. Then what is social variations? Language is basically a social construct. What is a social construct? Linguists and teachers do not develop a language. They teach a language, understand a language. Chomsky said linguist has nothing to do with the language learning, and it's also true, language happens in society. People coin new words, people bring their culture, others etiquettes into language, and they have identity with the language. So many things happen with the language. So language is social basically. So it differs socially in different dimensions. How? Caste-based language use, Brahmin Tamil across Tamil Nadu is different from the language of the rest of the community. So within one region, you will find within one region as well as across the regions, you will see that Brahmins speaking a same kind of dialect of Tamil. The same way, class-based English language use in the 15th, 16th, 17th century England, the elites, the nobles and the knights and the lords were speaking slightly what they used to call elitist language, whereas the working class may have been speaking different kind of dialect. So this is how social variations happens. And now we can see very well race-wise speakers belonging to white communities and black communities. You can see it very well in US, even in poetry, even the speech, there's a different dialect. But one thing is very prominent in social variations. If a particular social dialect speaker exists, and you can see them across all other dialects, across the regional dialects. So it cuts across regions. Look at it. Then what is then personal variations? We call it idiolect, like dialect. You may have noticed some difference the way you speak and your brother speaks, or your siblings, means your sister speaks. Why is that? We are born to same parents and we speak the same language. We live in the same community which speaks a particular dialect of the language, regional or social dialect, but still there is slightly some difference. Some words I may be speaking differently from my brother, sister or my parents. So, this is called unique individual way of speaking. Language can also differ in that manner, that is we call it idiolect. Idiolect is an individual's distinct unique use of language including speech. It mostly happens in speech. This unique usage includes, it may be vocabulary, it may be grammar or pronunciation. An idiolect is a variety of language unique to an individual. So, learners, participants, you need to really introspect, reflect within you. And I have got a great doubt, why do variations in language happen? One language may have many dialects, and actually it is not may have, one language has many dialects, as the way we have seen Hindi, any language for that matter. Dialects are natural, authentic variations of a language. What is natural and authentic? Someone has not imposed on them by machine learning or machine language. It emerged over the period of time. It emerged because of the food they wanted to use, because of the culture, dress, marriages, ceremonies, what else and what not. Language is an embodiment of all this. So, all dialects are equal and need to be treated equal. You need not demean or give low kind of disrespect to a particular dialect speaker. It is a human tendency sometimes, we do that, but it is not true, it is not correct also. Some languages without script are termed as dialects, this is also not true. They are languages. For example, many northeast languages and tribal languages of India, all over the world, they do not have script. We will see it in some other discussion. And for example, Santali language is written in 3 scripts. We will discuss that. When a dialect of a language is intelligible and understandable to other dialect speaker, it is a dialect. Let me tell you how. When a dialect, for example, I am an Awadhi speaker. Let us say I am an Awadhi speaker. So, suppose if I speak in Awadhi dialect of Hindi and a Bhojpuri speaker, that is Bhojpuri is another dialect of Hindi, the Bhojpuri speaker will definitely understand my Awadhi dialect speech and interaction. The same I should be able to speak. So, these are all 2 dialects of the same language. If I am unable to understand completely, then it is a separate language. This is how languages emerge. Then why variations? We have been thinking why variations? It is social, but there is something called standard language also. Why should we standardize a language? Standard form of language is a socio-political product rather than an entity. See, dialects emerge socially with people, but when we standardize language as a socio-historical category. So, no, you should speak this the way. So, that becomes standard language. Then print came, then we said, no, this is not the way to say, this is the way to say. So, it standardizes language. Accent is absent. Accent is often considered a major feature of a dialect. Why so? Because I may pronounce a particular word, a particular dialect speaker may pronounce a particular word differently and other dialect speaker may use it differently. So, the major variation happens in accent. So, very classic example of English language being pronounced differently from different parts of the world, but it is an English language. It is that the language is always with the armies of dialects. So, a particular one language, Hindi with lots of 48 armies, Tamil with some 10-20 dialects. The same way with Punjabi, Marathi, any of the languages, Kashmiri, Dogri. So, all the languages have dialects. So, this, and let me also take a minute to throw light on, imagine how languages may have developed. For example, let me give an example of the Dravidian language. languages. The Dravidian languages, let us say that Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam, Tamil, Tulu and one or two more, some more languages. And the language, ancient Tamil, that is classical Tamil, may have emerged from many dialects and emerged into one language. Later, towards the 10th century around, Malayalam became a separate language with its influence of Hindi and Sanskrit. So, this is how languages develop. So, many dialects may amalgamate into one language, and one language may give birth to many languages. We call it Latinization, like the Sanskrit gave birth to hundreds of languages. Tamil, classical Tamil gave birth to tens and hundreds of languages. So, this also can happen. So, then we have been thinking a lot about variations and script. So, script is another phenomenon of a language. Language is basically social and oral. We don't, there was a time the people never had print or writing, but languages emerged in society. People are the producers of languages. Oral language emerged first, and written language, that is script, emerged over a period of time, maybe after centuries of oral language, script emerged. Look at it. Today in the world, we have major scripts of the world. We have Latin, Roman scripts, Arab script, Chinese script, Devanagari script and Brahmi script. Brahmi script is for the Dravidian languages and the languages of some languages of Australia and Sri Lanka, Malaysia are used. So, script is not an important thing, as I said. However, scripts have some role when print started and people started writing. It became a tool for documentation. So, in that case, a script has its own purpose. So, scripts, English and many European languages are written in Roman script. Let me tell you, English does not have its own script, it is a Roman script. Hindi and many Indo-Aryan languages are written in Devanagari script. Marathi, Punjabi slightly different, Gujarati, they are all written in Devanagari script. Tamil and South Indian languages are written in Brahmi script, and there are languages without script, and that does not mean they are inferior languages, no. Santali, for example, is written in 3 scripts: Devanagari script, Bengali script and Odia script. Imagine the merit of the language. A language has occupied 3 domains in 3 languages scripts, and learners and participants, you are going to be teachers. Any language can be written in any script. That is why nowadays in SMS and WhatsApp messages, what we do, our language message we write in Roman script, that is transliteration. So, any language can be written in any script. There are some intricacies that can be managed, and over the period it would emerge. Look at it. As a teacher, what should I do? When I take care of learners, language learning, and of course teaching my content subjects, and look at it, a teacher must give due value to all dialects of the same language in which he or she is teaching, or the ambience of the classroom and the local area. And teacher should promote use of all dialects in a classroom teaching learning. Teacher may not know, but let children speak the language. It is also true that if there are 5 languages in the classroom, the teacher must be able to use them. Draw the attention of learners towards language variations. Draw the attention of learners towards the language variations, language use in various contexts. So, we need to really tell learners language is not, make learners understand language is not static object, it is a very dynamic, it is actually language is a live thing. So, it keeps changing. So, you need to understand languages will differ and there will be variations, and you also have to, as a teacher, sensitize learners the importance of language in society. And this is the time that many tribal minority languages are endangered, they are not in the classroom. So, how I can do that? Then also need to promote minority and tribal languages. Now, learners, we have in a way come to the close of this discussion. We started with what a dialect is, why language variations illustrated with the Hindi and Tamil, 2 major Indian languages, why regional variations, why language dialects differ, a particular language within a particular language, why it differs. So, dialects. Then we also talked about regional variations, social variations, then individual variations, idiolect, then what happens to language when why what is the impact of dialectical differences, variations in language. So, thank you very much for having listened to this discussion. Let me ask you to think over or ponder over, reflect on some of the questions I have got for you. Why do language variations happen within one language? Just think about it. Can you find a sociological variations in your language? Can you find the social variations in your language? Are there any regional variation in your language? Do you think that there is a difference between the way you speak your mother tongue and your brother or sister does so? Why? Learners, let me thank you for this discussion. We will meet you in another later. Till then, take care.